Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. So quick synopsis, this book is about a world that's very similar to ours. I always feel like the best way to put yourself in this sort of time frame and place is think of Harry Potter, not like the magic part of the world, but like the regular part where it almost feels like it's kind of in the 90s. It's not like super advanced, but it's definitely still our world, and I'm like 99% sure that he's British. So in this world, there actually are people with powers, and not even just powers, but there's like all sorts of different like fae people, or like any sort of like just random magical creature they have in this. So there's like fairies and like fae and stuff like that. So in this book and in this world, they have a lot of orphanages for powered people or powered children, and our main character actually works at like a child services for these orphanages. So he goes there and makes sure everyone's like safe and happy, or that all the guidelines are up to date or whatever. And if a orphanage needs to get shut down because it's not safe or good for the kids, then he doesn't really make that call, but he reports that, and it ends up most likely happening. It's actually a big part of the story that he doesn't know what happens after he submits the report. He's just sort of this guy who just does just what his job is, which is just to kind of go there, do his research, write his report, and like that's it. He's like very meticulous and just by the book kind of guy. But you also get this sort of sense that he really does care about the children, but then also a really big sense that he's not super happy with his life. Like he's probably the definition of content. Like he's okay with just doing what he's doing. He's like 40, so he's definitely not your typical like protagonist of a book. He's not really confident. He's a little overweight. So to continue the summary of the book, our main character, he ends up getting a kind of like a top secret job, like by the highest of high ups, to go to this island where this orphanage is, hence the house in the Cerulean Sea. And it's pretty much like a very top secret, dangerous orphanage, and he gets very little information about it, and I really can't actually go into almost any of the details because the build up to it and the reveal of why it's so dangerous is definitely like a pretty decent part to the story. So you're not going to be like super blown away or like wow what a plot twist by this book. You kind of assume the moral story of it and what's going to happen in the end, so you kind of just sort of go through. It's really just living through his story and seeing how these people change him and how he changes the people that he meets. So onto the review. Just in a word, I thought this book was incredible. I absolutely loved it. It was definitely a 5-star book for me. It's a really touching story, and as I said, it's like this middle-aged man who struggles with his confidence and self-worth. He works as this child protective services for like the magical children, and he's been in the same position for like many years. And though he really cares about the children and wanting them to have a safe home, he's never really let himself get too close. But of course, that's when he goes to the fairy tale like Ocean Village with an island in the Cerulean Sea, and then finds something he never thought he would have or even dreamed of. So the story, though it's completely new, really threw me into a sense of nostalgia. For me at least, this book was heavily reminiscent of those stories you probably read or were read to in elementary school. It's like really wholesome and sweet with like a really strong message and an ending that may leave your memory with time, but really like never your heart. It's just think of that kind of like innocent, like simple time of just like a happy coming of age story and ending. I really only have one negative that I wanted to really point out, and that's just like when they begin to address like the injustice or like hatred the humans have for magical beings, it comes off like a little hard. Like it really drills in with the questions and leaves like little for the reader's imaginations, but overall it doesn't really affect me. But I think that might be most of the criticism for this book, is like it was kind of like really obvious like what they were doing, but honestly like I didn't really care too much. I really liked the characters that they had put in front of us. All the kids they ended up like creating, I like loved all of them. They're all like really unique and had their own little special moment, and it was like a lot of fun. And as someone who's not quite 40, I'm only 27, but someone who also kind of struggles with being content and like and trying to do more and really push yourself and challenge yourself, and then not feel really self-confident about not to feel very confident in your body and your life really. It was kind of nice to see this man like take this journey and see how he changed and how these children in this place like affected him. So I just feel like it still had like a really beautiful people and lessons and honestly words. Like the way he wrote the book, there's a lot of really pretty wording and sentences. Now I would say that I'm definitely a pretty emotional person, but sometimes I feel like it's really hard with books. Like when you're consuming visual media, I feel like the acting helps a lot. So when you hear somebody tell you this story about honestly, happy or sad. So we hear someone, tell a story about, someone dying or like a traumatic past, or, when like love, like, children and family like reunited and stuff like that. It's like in like the music, I think especially the music, it's like the music swells and stuff like that. It's really easy to be like really emotional. I get choked up and teared up like really easily in visual media. But books, it's not really that easy. It's like I can say, oh yeah, this was emotional, like this struck a chord with me, like tugged at my heartstrings, but it's really hard for me to kind of get teary-eyed or like choked up or anything. So it really means something when I actually can have that experience with the book, and this book definitely did that for me. There was, I think, 2 moments in particular that just like really like gripped me, and like I did find myself like like dabbing at my eyes a little bit. So this book left me like feeling so good, and I love the idea of this place. And a little nod to the book, if you've actually read it, if someone was asking me, do you wish you were here, I would say yes. Of course, yes. So yeah, that's it. That is my review for The House in the Cerulean Sea. I absolutely definitely recommend it. I actually forgot to say that it is actually an LGBT book. So the main character, it's not really a secret or like a plot twist, he is a gay man. So if you're looking for any kind of LGBT representation, I definitely recommend this book. I thought it was really sweet and really not that hard to get through at all. I don't know why, but for some reason, I don't know how often people travel. I feel like probably not that much. But I always like to recommend like travel books, just something like a book that's like really easy to like take with you and read on the go or something like that if you're ever traveling. I feel like this is definitely a really good one. It's like anything that just makes you feel good and isn't like super dense to get through. So yeah, that's it everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this review. If you've read it yourself, definitely leave a comment down below about what you thought. Let's discuss this book. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. And I hope you all have a great day. Thanks, and I will see you all next time. Bye now.